lost in fact. Or maybe I'm still caught up in this drink right now, hoping we can see a better scene right now. Me and you together, that's our team right now. Maybe I'm the king and you're the queen right now. Or maybe I'm just thinking bigger things right now, and I should count my blessings that we speak right now. I know that God put you in front of me right now, and I know the world you never front on me right now. Lean on me right now. It's you and me right now. Mona, Mona, yeah. Ramona, Ramona, yeah. Ramona, Ramona, yeah. Ramona, Ramona, yeah.
Man, y'all know I don't preach much, man. But it's something bothering me, man. I gotta let it out. It's sad that nowadays we're driven just by, certain messed up circumstances, man. We're gonna be active. Every day I try and beat the odds, dodging fools in the street that wanna steal and rob. All money ain't good, so I stay alone. 6 kids on my tree, I gotta make it home. The streets ain't never loved nothing that I've ever done. A black man who was forced to carry double guns. Poor as a kid, stealing, popping bubble yum. Northside Columbus, double band, I double fun. Nowadays, kids can't even play double dutch. Teenagers smoking crack right out of purple Dutch. Junkies younger now, can't believe they messing up. Ain't no babies in the dirt playing with talking trucks. As the world turns daily, ain't no soap opera. This is real life, we kids don't wanna be doctors. I could be all wrong, but that's what I see. Only love for the strong, ain't no for the weak. I just pray for everyone to keep their head up. Things will get better if y'all just stand up. They gonna try to knock you down, just stand tough. No matter what happens, please just keep your hands up. I don't know why the streets hate us. Is it because of our skin and we're destined to win? Somebody please tell me why the streets hate us. Is it because we don't quit and we put up our fists? That's still not a reason to hate us. I don't know why the streets hate us. Somebody please tell me why the streets hate us. I don't know why the streets hate us. Somebody please tell me why the streets hate us.
No. They say that I'm heartless. I might be cold-hearted. That's the way the streets making me. Don't know look on with commas. Billings don't get the bills paid. Kinda hard when you starving. And some nights I can't sleep, baby. I'ma get it regardless. They throwing dirt on my name like I'm dead. Cause I'm trying to get bread. Being broke, well, I can't understand how you lay in the bed. Gotta go get it, so I'm up and at it. If you ain't got it, then how you chillaxing? You wanna ball, then you got to practice. Can't keep complaining when you hustling backwards. You wanna get out what you put in. I'm putting in work. You wanna get out what you put in. I keep putting in work. See, I'ma get it no matter what. No matter what, I ain't giving up. Say sugar coated so you think it's sweet. I just keep it real so you know it's me. They say that I'm heartless. I might be cold-hearted. That's the way the streets make me. Don't know luck, I'm with commas. Feelings don't get the bills paid. Kinda hard when you starving. And some nights I can't sleep, baby. I'ma get it regardless. 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 I don't care what your friends say. I can't deal with the problems. I don't care who come with me. I'ma get it regardless. They say that I'm perfect. No, I just ain't flawed, baby. Gotta prove that it's worth it. Otherwise, I'll talk saving. They say actions be louder than words. You see what I'm saying? They say actions be louder than words. You can see what I'm saying. I thought I told them that it's money time. It's now or never, better pick a side. Either riding with me or I'm pulling off. I hit the gas and it's adios. Couldn't get comfortable with being broke. When your money funny, boy, it ain't a joke. So I'm getting to it cause that's all I know. Can't deal with them, better leave them alone. They say that I'm heartless. I might be cold-hearted. That's the way the streets make me. Don't know luck, I'm with commas. Feelings don't get the bills paid. Kinda hard when you starving. And some nights I can't sleep, baby. I'ma get it regardless. 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 I don't care what your friends say. I can't deal with the problems. I don't care who come with me. I'ma get it regardless. Regardless who coming with me. Regardless who got my back. Regardless on how hard the road is. Regardless ain't looking back. Regardless no matter what. Regardless ain't giving up. Regardless I can't stop now. Gotta get off my promos up. Regardless no. Regardless who. Regardless what. Regardless when we're high. Regardless no. Regardless yo. Regardless me. Gotta do it no matter who. Matter with the nigga, I'ma be what I want, I'ma be, regardless no matter what, regardless of fucking team, I'ma be, regardless no matter what, regardless you coming, regardless you got my baby, regardless of no, I ain't looking back, regardless.
All I see is fraudulence. 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 All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Kill you, let's be real now. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is saying I'm the realest. It's fraudulence. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Kill you, let's be real now. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is saying I'm the realest. It's fraudulence. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see might be fly, but I be float. If I stay high, cause I'm just that dope. And tryna be fake, so let's be real. 24 cages to see me though. Most of these boys just see me folk. I'm out they lead like CP3. You can never see me like a UFO. It's in my jeans, or you ain't know. Listen, money don't make you real if you want real when you a broke. Boy, that money gon' get you killed if you a clown, and that's no joke. I don't gang bang, but I bang bang when it comes to me and my folks. And the same thing for my dough. Yeah, I'm riding around with my toast. On the break bread with who I know. Say amen for that big get eight. Gotta say grace before I use my vote. So leapfrog in your coat. No new friends, no fake friends, no nonsense is my quote. No children, no playpen, no fraudulence, and that's dope. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Okay, let's be real now. All I see is fraudulence. All I see ain't saying I'm the realest. It's fraudulence. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Okay, let's be real now. All I see is
DFB beats.
Yeah. All work, no playboy. Now that I'm booming, yeah. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money. So ATM, so ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM, I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM, so ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM, I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. Being ATM, that my MO. I was going through withdrawing, I was burning. Now I'm booming stupid. That money calling, it just be calling me. Like I'm Pookie, I'm so addicted to it. I can't live without it. Like Master P with my cheese, cause they know I'm about it. And I be salad dressing, lettuce falling on my pockets. Paper cuts all on my thighs, all I make is deposits. So ATM, so ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM. So ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. All I know is this paper. If I don't know nothing else, I've been down before, but now top shelf and this cash only no credit check. Look, all I know is these haters. Better wake up. I know some broke comers that'll ride on you for the low. Like the mega bus, I need my paper straight on the paper plate, cause it's half full of my paper cup and my elevator keep going up. I'm prepatized, so don't interrupt. My girl say she need a bag. That's a pocketbook, a couple bands in my pants. I told her, little girl, that's a pocketbook. Money, 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 money. If I don't know about nothing, I know money, 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 money. If I don't know about nothing, I know money, 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 money. If I don't know about nothing, hey, look, it's stupid. If I don't know about nothing, man, trust me, I know about money. I know money. So ATM. So ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM, so ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM, I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. I'm feeding for that money crazy. I'm feeding for that money daily. So I go get it, nigga. Whoa. Hey.
Alright. Welcome back, 94 Feet and Beyond. It's Wednesday.
It's us. We're back on the
We're here to talk about some basketball and some girls.
Yes, it's fire.
Some serious things.
Some real serious things. Fire's here. I can't hear, but I'm here.
Listen, she came in.
I'm here
through the fire to get here.
Hurt my ears, so I don't have my headphones on either right now. So if somebody calls in, I'll put it in so I can hear you guys. But I'm going through it right now.
The fire to bring the fire here.
Fire's a little dim today, a little dim. Yeah. But I'm excited for our guests. I want to be here for them. I definitely want to be here for them. So
definitely. So we have our guests in the building. Hopefully they'll stay with us until the end.
Yes, because we have plenty to talk about. Flemings, we love them.
Yes,
so
we do.
Yes,
and we're going to
let them introduce yourself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Well, hello. My name is Danielle Fleming. I am the varsity head coach at Wellington High School. We just made the transition, and I said we, so I'll let my husband and co-head coach introduce himself.
Dayron Fleming. I am also a varsity coach at Wellington High School.
If you're not watching, they had a little gear on too. That's cute, magic.
Gotta keep it going.
Gotta represent it. Jags up. No, so we came from Licking Heights High School. We had a good run over there. We were there for about 5 years. Started right out of college. Was 7th grade coach, then just kept moving up each year. 7th grade, 8th grade, JV, assistant varsity.
Wow, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Every year, you know. So I definitely appreciate the opportunities that we've been given. We took over the high school program, the varsity program, 2 years ago, and had a very successful run.
Yes.
We tied the school record the first year, and then the second year we broke the school record. So we're 15 wins. So, yeah. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, you know, as far as administration and everything goes. So we definitely had to look for better opportunities, and an opportunity came up for the Wellington School, and it was like a perfect fit. Met with them, loved it, loved the environment. So
it's been a great transition.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. How was it with mixing in with the girls? Were they welcoming when you got there? Or?
Yes, absolutely. So how it went down was, you know, the AD was like, "Hey, you're going to meet the girls." We went into a room. They were all there as like a classroom setting. And I just kind of laid it out. This is my standards. This is what I expect. This is how I am. You know, made a couple jokes here and there, and they were just like, "We're in." So, yeah, I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to pull some teeth, but no, not at all. It was great.
Good. I think that's what a lot of girls is looking for. Somebody that's serious, taking them serious, come in and give them the rules, because.
Yeah, give them a standard to the standard set, because I think it's easier for the girls. And would you guys being younger, how are the kids, how are they receptive to you?
Yeah. Well, here, you want to answer that? Or?
I mean, I think our youth helps out a lot, because we're able to, you know, develop more relationship with the girls.
And the rapport is probably easier.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're always on. I know they're all on social media. We're always on social media.
Right.
You know, so we see everything they do. They see most of the stuff we do.
So they see what we allow them to see.
Right. But I mean, we're not crazy, so we're not doing anything crazy. So, but I think a lot of them, you know, throughout the years, like we said, we started out coaching 7th grade straight out of college. So then we were what, 21, about to turn 22.
Yeah.
You know, so it's almost like a, you know, big brother, big sister type thing. You know,
they can identify with.
So did you guys get married? Did you guys get married?
Yeah, we did. We got married. We got married at 19.
Oh wow. Okay.
We definitely are people that are about our business. I don't want to seem like I'm like super old, but we knew what we wanted at a young age, so it was no need to mess around, play around. We, like I said, in everything we have our standards. So he met my standard, I met his standards at that age, and it was like, hey, let's do this thing. So you know, we got married at 19, 20. I had just turned 20 the month before, and been married ever since. So 8 years strong.
All right. Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you. Y'all doing it together. That not only sends a message to, you know, the girls of, you know, y'all coaching together, but they can also see a positive relationship.
Exactly.
Sometimes girls don't see that.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
and they need that. It's true. And they need that. They need, because the thing is, coaches sometimes don't realize you are their role model, regardless if you want to or don't want to. Because, especially in high school, I mean, you're coaching them, you're with them so often, like
all the time,
almost all year round. I mean, you'll have like a silence period of like 30 days, but you can still call them, and if they want to call you, they'll contact you. So you spend as much time as some of the parents spend with some of these girls.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I take extremely, like that's so important. Like I take that as high as teaching them X's and O's, you know, and that's because like they see me, whether they want to or not, they look up to me, you know. And I allow them to see my Instagram and my Facebook and see I'm not out here being crazy. You know, I can't because, you know, you guys are looking up to me. I definitely have an employer, you know, and so I want them to see, I want to be as transparent as possible. And I know my husband is the same way. You know, we try to we don't even do like PDA. We don't hold hands. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it kills me sometimes because I want to hold hands. Like sometimes, like we're walking down, I just want to hold hands. You know, we do, but definitely when we're in school or coaching, we definitely keep it professional, and that's something that's helped us too. So.
That's good. No, but I'm excited to see that healthy relationship. The girls need to see that because social media sometimes portrays so many negative, crazy type situations.
You know, the girls may be in a relationship, that is not good.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes when they say, okay, this is how I deserve to be treated.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or their home life, you know, what they see at home.
Yeah.
And they have to see something else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And see it on a regular basis that it's not just a facade.
Yeah.
You're pretending to be this way, but you are this way.
So I don't see nothing wrong with holding hands.
Yeah. Love is
no,
because that shows.
Yeah.
You know, we about our business, but we do, you know, have a good time as well when we take care of our business.
Yeah, yeah. And we have our moments where like I'll get really excited, so I'll like hug him real quick, like yeah, you know. And then it's like, all right, get off me, get off me. Yeah. So yeah, no, we definitely, you know, have best of both worlds. I see it. A lot of people don't see it. You'd be surprised how many people like view it as negative, like, oh, you work with your husband, you work with your wife all day long.
I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah.
To be honest,
to be honest, that's what they say.
Mr. Gossett, y'all all know him. I've been together since high school, but if I had to see him all day long,
drive you crazy.
We just celebrated 10 years, and it would not have made that anniversary ever. We've been together, and we have a 16-year-old, but that would have never made it. No. But that's good. I'm glad to see that relationship though, because it's amazing.
So where did you go to high school?
I went to high school at Hamilton Township High School. It's in South Side over there, Obeds, Lockport Road. And
I was at Central.
Okay, all right, that's enough.
Next question.
No, I give them a hard time. I get jealous sometimes when you come out and you got a whole R&B album as your school song. I feel some type of way. I must say, Evercentric is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's good. So, did you both play sports? Of course, I know these answers, but tell our listeners.
Yeah, I'm started off as a football player. You know,
okay.
In high school, that was my main sport. I played football. I did wrestling. I did track. And I helped out with the girls' basketball team when I was in high school.
Okay.
Ready for the world? Shut up.
There's a little foreshadowing happening.
And you know, as we, you know, when I graduated, we met each other. We ended up going to college together and everything. She was still playing in college, so I would help out with, you know, her team in college. I would practice with them. You know, I would travel with them.
He was my coach.
Coach, personal trainer. They call him.
I think that's where my coaching really took off.
Like you talking about
when she was playing,
getting the board out in the car. Yeah, after the game. Listen, this is where you needed to be.
We talked about them 30
Right.
shots. She was Steph Curry before Steph Curry.
Okay, I see it.
That's enough.
Your biggest shooter should be your husband.
No, he definitely was. You see, you know, I go through all the pictures when I was playing college where he was right there. I'm so blessed that I went to a place where he was able to. I went to Hamilton Township and played basketball. I did a little, you know, track here, you know, tennis here, but really my main sport is basketball.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Columbia State for the first 2 years, and first year and a half I tore my ACL. We'll get into that later. But then I transferred to Ohio Christian University, and it's such a small school, small environment. I was able to just, I don't know, let my light shine on and off the court. I was able to talk about God. I was able to play basketball, and I was able
That's the best part right there.
Yeah, I was
able to talk about God.
Like it was amazing to help me, you know, through my process, what I was dealing with, and for us to be. You know, we got married on my first game. My coach was not happy.
You got married on the first game.
On the first game.
So you missed the first game.
My debut. My debut.
So what made you schedule that way?
We were engaged before I committed to the school. So I had no idea of the school. And when we found out, my coach, I mean, she was adamant. She shouted out Mandy Ray. She was like, so, you know, I see here you're getting married. How about, you know, you have your wedding in the auditorium and then your reception up there.
Right. Give you a shout out at halftime.
Yeah, exactly. I ran it past him. I was like, hey, what do you? No, he was not having it.
Okay. Did you have a big wedding or?
When I think of bigger, like not 500 people, but it was about 100 something people there at a church. we were 18, 19, and we actually, got everything together ourselves. We planned it, paid for it.
Oh wow,
we ran it. It was.
That's amazing right there. That's a standard too to show these kids how to take. You went in and jumped in. You wanted it done, so you did it yourself.
Yeah, my mom was like, listen, because my parents was like, all for it, like. Listen, if you really want to get married at 18, 19, you gonna have to show me you really want, because I'm not, that's right. You're right. You're right.
That's good.
That's what we did.
I can't say I did that.
We did that.
I'm a little brat. So.
Yeah, I wasn't 19, but I was 20. I was 23 when I got married, and I did the invitations. I booked everything. We paid for everything, even the open bar that I would never ever
do again.
Buy.
See, we couldn't even drink. You wouldn't even open up to drink.
Y'all just started voting.
Actually, we voted that year.
No, the first year to vote.
Yeah, 08, and then we were married in 09.
Oh, y'all got to vote with Obama.
First vote.
Yeah, we were excited.
That's amazing.
Our first was everything together. If you name it, it was together. So we're actually really blessed. We love it. Love doing what we do, doing it who we do it with. So.
And this is a little side note from my show, but are y'all both Christians? Were y'all both like in the church together, or like I just wonder, like were y'all both raised that way?
I actually grew up in the church. My father's a pastor.
Okay.
I am the praise and worship leader in my church.
Okay. Shout out. All right.
Yeah. So I mean I've been in the church all my life.
Right.
And once we started dating, she started coming to church with me. And,
that's amazing. Like I love that.
From there.
But because I've seen y'all, and I've seen what you. I pay attention to you guys on social media, the things that you say, and I think that's amazing. Because I know one of your girls, Jordan, she played with my daughter last year, and then I didn't talk to you. I talked to your husband. I know. But I used to watch you guys. I observe everything, so I pay attention to everything, and y'all were around all the time. I'm like, who are these people? I'm nosy as heck, and I'm like, why are they always here? And to me, it was like, that's Jordan's coaches. I'm like, well, that's the nicest set of coaches. I mean, they're traveling with us to DC, and I'm like, but I watched you guys together, and I could tell there was some kind of faith base in that situation, I didn't know what it was, and this is not the Jesus show, everyone. Bring God into everything.
We can sprinkle him in everything.
You guys sprinkle him in everything to survive, and you'll see here in a minute.
If you have a problem right now, you might want to turn the show off.
Because you need him in everything. You need him in everything. But what I'm saying is, I just watched you guys from a distance and afar, and even before I became your husband's friend first. Before then, if you were on somebody, I would click just to be nosy. Little social media stalking, So anyways, but I'm watching it. Licky Heights, I paid attention to y'all. So even though my daughter didn't get to play against y'all last year.
We were so happy.
Last year?
Do you remember? I think
I remember that. We just talked about that at Ohio State. I talked about that with your husband at Ohio State. I think the outcome might have been a little different. But
20 points or something. No.
Anyway, they're just missing our starting point guard. I'm gonna just sit here on that. But anyway,
I found that out the day we started to play, you guys. I'm drawing up, players, and I'm doing scouting reports.
And I talked about Coach. I said they gonna know her because I said they watched her play all summer. I said so they know her.
They know her person we planned for.
I told them that. I said they're going. I said to get the ball off the court, you're gonna need more than one person because they know her.
Yeah,
I said they know
Coach
Bye.
Right. We was planning.
Did you pay her some money?
You know what? Y'all paid her is what happened.
I was like, she not what? She not. I was watching her warm up, but I said, oh, she not even dressed. I said, hold up. So I pulled her over to the side. I don't know if we allowed to do this or not. I pulled her over to the side. I said, hey, are you playing? She said, nah. I said, oh. Hey, come here real quick. The whole game plan. Yeah, we were down big, not down big, but I think y'all had a 12-2.
We had 12 at the beginning.
Time out. What are y'all doing?
Right, y'all changed it up on. Y'all got it together, unfortunately.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but that's another story too. But if you gotta go into when we get into our conversation of later on in the topics, I can talk a little about what happened that day too. It's so much that goes on with basketball that people forget. You know, they forget about. All they think is the girls go out there and play, and you just play. And the thing is, even with girls basketball, I think it's different from boys basketball. Because the emotional aspect, the emotional, I think it's a little bit different than the boys.
It's accepted differently as well.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, just like in the workforce. It's still, you know, the woman still, because like, for instance, I had sent them an article. We was looking at one of the players that just went professional, that went to the pros, and they did like a whole article on how much she was going to get paid. I'm not saying any names, but they were talking about how much she was going to get paid, or if you're like the first through 1 through 4 in the first round, you get like $51,000 a year. Not saying that that's a bad income to walk out of off of a college stage, graduation stage to start making. But it's definitely a difference from 1 million, 2 million, 3 million signing bonus, 51,000. Yes, I mean you can make that. You can make a career out of it, especially if that's something that you love. And then you move up. However, you know, the comparison of just the whole gamut of it.
And it's different. It trickles down. It's all, you know, coming into this world, you know, I have a different perspective now as a coach, because I see the supply and demand. You know, I see, you know, my girls, they're talking about these NBA players, and when we get on the court, I'm Steph Curry, I'm James Harden.
But you don't see her say, I'm Candace Parker, I'm Maya
Lillard. Wait a minute, hold up. I don't see nobody out here with a beard. I don't see no one out here with a fro hug. Wait a second. So, you know, exactly. So it's like, I definitely need to be put out there more. We have to do a better job too, watching it. Supporting the WNBA and knowing, you know, supporting college basketball. We got Ohio State in our backyard. There should be no, you know, reason why these games are not filled.
Especially when we got Kelsey Mitchell down there.
Who's balling. Come on now. Just balling out of control. The thing is, this that bothers me the most is that our girls, they don't put, it's not like they put less effort into their sport, you know? They go, they train, they work just as hard as the males in their sport. We pay, that's what I was gonna say. We invest as parents just as much money into them as we do into the males. It's so unfair. You know?
And it is. That's a world we live in right now, but we definitely are trying to change that. You know, you gotta have something to offer them. So I think Gino has changed the game a little bit to make that.
They tried to make a negative out of that because he was winning too many games.
You know, I think, and then
isn't that the goal?
I know. So they did it with Mississippi State with beating them. You know, that was big. Loved it. And then South Carolina with
the underdog. But when you go out of your way to disrespect a program that's done so great
for years. They put so much effort into
you just couldn't wait to see them.
Couldn't wait.
That's the kind of world we live in.
It is. But you want to support, you want to support the North Carolinas and the Ohio States just as much, the girls side, just as much as you do the boys side. And I try to, tell that to my girls. All right, when you go out, make an effort to, if you going to go buy a jersey anyway. This is my thought. If you're going to buy a Ohio State jersey, why? See if they got any yours. I don't know. And the thing is,
I don't even remember.
And the numbers. And the funny thing is, recently the girls' basketball team has been doing better than the boys' basketball team. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing
a couple years.
They've been making a bigger splash. You see more Sports Center.
They've done a phenomenal job over there. I mean, the Ohio State coaches over there, they have done a phenomenal job. Coach McGuff, Coach Patrick, to see, they're everywhere. I'm everywhere, and they're everywhere too. And
that's what I say.
They always come out their way to say hi.
They be at every game. Every game.
They are. We're at Licking Heights. We're at Licking Heights. They were like, hey, bring your team up. My team toured the locker rooms and toured everywhere. And they're always willing to give tickets out, and I mean they're just phenomenal. I think they did a great job. Has done a great job with that program. So shout out.
Well, as you know, this show is going to be built around
empowering
the great things that they're doing. as they move to their Wellington basketball team with those girls, and they are receiving a jewel in a pair.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I just like to put that out there. However, like we said, it's 94 feet and beyond, and it's more than just basketball. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people that don't physically play realize. And unfortunately, I see a lot of these evaluators and these scouts, and we've talked to some, and it's always, did you play? No, I ain't played. No, I had a cousin or I had somebody.
Yeah, or my niece plays, so I was watching it, so now you become able to evaluate.
And that's all good and fine if you can help, you know, put that out there for them. That's great. We appreciate that. But sometimes you have to watch what you're saying about these kids, what you're saying to these kids, what you're doing to these kids. There's so much that goes on, and I don't know, last year the girl from Northwestern
who killed herself
was found hanging in her
dorm room. That story brought me to complete tears, because at that time me and my own house, where my child was having some issues, and it's like I really lost my mind when you think about it, because everybody thinks they're okay. Like, you got your scholarship, you got Northwestern, forget D1, you're in an Ivy League type school, you know. So in your head,
she was in the medical program.
So in your head, you think everything is perfect, you know. Because I mean, even with our, you know, not only just my kids, I'm sure everybody's business out there, but you know, sometimes kids that look like they have it all. The same thing is, the thing is when you have it all, somebody's always trying to pull you down.
Always.
That's the goal.
Or they always checking you or doubting you. Like, oh, they can't do this, or they can't do this against them. And the issue is, so what?
Exactly. The thing is we have to teach the girls to love themselves. And then sometimes even with these evaluators, they talk about them as if they're not human beings. Like, forget about forget about being a basketball player, but they're human beings. They're people. They're people with feelings. And they're children.
And they're young.
They're kids.
They haven't matured enough to know, you know what, they can say what they want to say, because in this world right now, everybody's word is bond.
Right.
Whether it's the truth or not. If they said it came out their mouth, that's the truth. And, you know, everybody can see it. They're reading it. They're tweeting it. They're Facebooking it. They're doing all this. And they don't realize the effect that this has on these girls at the end of the day. And my thing is, you can't be that dehumanized to not realize that, whether you played the game or not. But even beyond what they're saying about these girls, so we're gonna go into our segue of being a player,
mental health behind it,
and what happens.
Because I think we often forget. Sometimes I even think the coaches, you know, forget. Some of the coaches that have played before forget what it's like, you know. And it is. And the thing is, in these day and age, the girls seem like they're starting earlier, and then right now they're getting more responsibility with it. You know what I'm saying? Because a couple years ago, you weren't hearing all these colleges calling girls in 7th and 8th grade. You know, you weren't hearing, not even 9th or 10th grade. You don't really hear about it until about 11th or 12th is when it becomes this thing. But now it's like it's crazy to me. You know,
like handing out scholarships.
Because I'm just like, because when I look at it, like everybody has all these offers. It's like D1, you only have some.
And everybody's not going to make that.
And even
not going to. It's who gets it first. It's first come first.
And that's what I was saying too. Because some of these people that got D1 offers, it's like, even if you have them all right now, maybe next year you might not have that. You know what I'm saying? Because they only have so many scholarships anyway. So I know we all look, because right now if you look at social media, you would think almost everybody in Ohio is about to go D1. So forget Ohio. Let's say Central Ohio now. And it's kind of impossible. Like, when you think about it, it's really impossible for all of the girls. They don't have that much money to go around. So with that being said, so mentally, the girls have to be ready for not necessarily the letdown, but for the realistic part of what's going to happen, you know, because things are what's going to get into. People get hurt, you know, people get sick, life changes. There's always one person, like there's always that next person and how to deal with it. So with that being said, let's get into you, Danielle, and what went on with you. Like, what, as you being a female athlete, what happened with you? Some of the struggles, some of your, you know.
Tell us the story. You ready?
Like, let's teach our girls. Like, tell them where you came from.
Yeah. So, you guys are dead on. It is different. It's a different time. Just with social media and getting yourself out there, that was the biggest thing. If you lived in a rural district or if you lived out there, for me, I lived out there in Hamilton Township, you know, and nobody was coming out to Hamilton Township. Right. And as far as AAU programs, my parents weren't really that educated on, you know, where to go. I played for St. Stephen Lady Flames. They were an amazing AAU program. And I started out playing with them at 12. And that's kind of late. Like, you know, nowadays, you know, you Division I at 12.
Right.
I started the game at 12, you know, and it was something fun. I was like, all right, let me do this. Let me do that. And I played with them. And then by the time I got 14, 15, it got expensive. And my mom was like, oh, we can't do this. You know, we're not doing, you just going to play school ball and that's it. So after that, there was really no exposure. There was nobody to say, hey, Danielle, you know, there was no help with that. And so, you know, I felt a little sometimey about that. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. So I played at Hamilton Township, had a pretty good season there, you know, senior year, and I ended up going to Columbus State. And the coach there was really nice. He was like, you know, you'll play, we'll give you a scholarship and all that, and then you could transfer, you know, somewhere big time. You know, after that, I thought that was a good idea. Like, all right, perfect. So I played the first year there, and it went okay. Had its ups and downs, but it was an okay freshman year. Well, that summer going into my sophomore year, you know, I wanted to be better than I was and, you know, get better. And I played in a little summer league that they had going on, and I ended up tearing my ACL. And that took a huge toll on me. I'm like, because you see all the movies, you watch Love and Basketball.
Right,
you're right. ACL, you're not coming back.
It's over.
Right. So that was my mindset. It was a wrap. So I just distanced myself from everyone. I had a little boyfriend at the time, and distanced myself from him. My friends cut my friends off. I didn't at the time didn't live with my parents. I left home and moved in with my grandmother. So it was just a really rough time for me. And then on top of that, so you know, you got your ACL. They tell you 6 months, and you come back. Well, I heard somewhere around that you can get back in 4 months. I don't know who told me that or where I saw, but I heard it. I said, "Oh, that's me."
So you were holding it.
I'm doing that. Yeah, that's gonna be me, and all y'all gonna be sorry.
Right.
So you know, I would do silly, stupid stuff. I would skip class to go work out and get my knee better. I would, you know, diss my friends to go, you know, get my knee better. Everything was revolved around my knee, just getting back healthy. Because basketball, honestly, is all I had. You know, I that's it. That's all I had. I had basketball and scholarship. So, I got back. You know, glory be to God. I got back in 4 months, and I started playing, and I played in probably about 2-3 games or whatnot, and boom, grades came out ineligible. You know, and man,
because you had focused so much on that knee.
Yeah,
because you forgot about
to go to math class.
Right,
you know,
about math class.
I don't need to know about geometry right now. I need this knee.
Right,
you know. So no, that was legit my mind. It was such a flawed mindset, but nobody was there to tell me otherwise.
Right.
You know, nobody was in my corner like, Danielle, go to class. Danielle, do this. Danielle, you know, I'm not saying I needed a babysitter, but
I mean, sometimes at that age,
I was 17. Yeah, I was young. I was 17. You know, going into college, I was just about to turn 18. Going into my sophomore year, so I was young anyway.
Right.
So I had a young mind, just naive, and when I was ineligible, of course they took my scholarship. I couldn't afford school, so I got kicked out, and I mean, it was the worst time of my life.
So it was like, what's next?
I literally, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go to school. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't have my license. I didn't have anything. You know, I was just out there, just this 18-year-old kid with nothing. And I said, my out was poetry. And a lot of times when you're an athlete, that's it. That's all you are, you know. And I wrote poetry and I wrote poems. Nobody ever knew that. I mean, with close family, close friends and family knew that, but you know, nobody really knew that. So that was my way out. But it started getting to me with my ACL injury and not being at school. I was a failure, you know, and it scared me. And I was like, you know what? And the thought crossed my mind. Like, you know what? All this stuff is gone anyway. It'd be better if I just wasn't here. And you know, I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So, you know, days passed, weeks passed, and then that thought wouldn't go away. And I wasn't in the church. I knew about God. I knew about him. But he did this to me. So
he allowed it to happen.
Yeah, we wasn't cool right now.
Right.
We wasn't vibing. A lot of people, just pray about it. I don't want to pray. I don't want to pray. Don't tell me to pray. Exactly. He the reason. He the reason that my scotch kept taken away. Like, I don't want to pray. So I started writing poetry, and poetry got darker and darker. You know, and it started being real. Like, this is real. I'm about to do this. I'm about to take my life. I'm gonna end it. Like, you know, because this. What else is there? And like I said, I was alone, like really no friends, no family, all like that. And then I met this guy, and he just, I don't know, he was just kind of like goofy. I seen him before. He popped up on Facebook one day at 4 a.m. Who was up at 4 a.m.? Somebody tell me.
Right, Jesus. Because with me, I would be thinking, what?
Yeah.
In the morning.
I had a job. I had gotten a little job at that time. I worked at Bob Evans, and you know, I had met him in there, and you know, that's how we originally met. It was a high and by type thing, and one morning it was like 4 a.m. I'm up writing this poetry and thinking these bad thoughts, and he's just like, "Hey, what you doing?" "What you mean what I'm doing? What you doing?" And so that's how it started, and we just start talking. I'm like, all right, I don't have time for this dude right now, because all this stuff about to happen. You know, it's about to be bad. I can't be talking to him right now. Mm-hmm. And so time went on, and we just started talking, and I couldn't just leave him because he was kind of cool. So we started talking more, and I told him my problems, my issues with basketball, and he would just say positive, speaking my life, like, you not just basketball. Like, I've only known you for a couple, you know, months here and there, but you're just not basketball. I haven't seen you pick up a ball this whole time, so I know that's not just you. And you know, we started talking about who I was outside, my worth, and who I was, and there was something about him. I'm like, what is it? And finally, when I found out what it was Jesus on him, like on him, in him, like everything he said. He had so much power, like in his voice. Like I want that power. Like, how do you get it? You know, I remember one time I had a breakdown. Just a mental breakdown. Just everything was collapsing on me. He dropped me off. He was dropping me off at Bob Evans, and I couldn't even go in. And I was just like, I'm about to lose it. Like, I'm here. And he parked the car, and he just started singing to me, "Let Go, Let God," and like just the words of the song and the power of the song. I just broke down, and right then I just felt God's spirit in the car. I wasn't in this big church. I wasn't in a, you know, in this car in the 1994 Contour. I felt the spirit of God, and I'm just like
a young man at that.
Yeah. Oh, he was younger than me. He was 6 months younger than me, and just this guy just offering himself to me on that level. I'm like, all right. Bet. You know, like, this is cool. So they started taking me to church and started learning about Jesus, started learning about Christ, and eventually I saw my worth through a whole new set of eyes. I saw, like, it's not just Danielle, the failed basketball player. Danielle, because mental illness, it'll come for you whether you're D1, D2, D3, NAIA. It don't discriminate. So, you know, when you are all about basketball, all about one thing, and you realize that your worth is not just there, your worth has no limit, you know, that's when it really hit me, like, I am valued. Like, I almost took my life because I thought I wasn't valued, and here I am. This guy values me more than anything, and you don't even know me, but he valued me through the Lord's eyes, and that's really that's what got me. And it's like, he can love me. He's telling me he don't love me as much as God loves me. Like, I want that. So he introduced me to Christ, and reintroduced me.
I just think that kids, any child is listening to the fact that this relationship was not just a physical thing.
Yeah.
Right now, our kids, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
But listening to some of the girls and listening to some of the things, because even I've watched teenagers on Clippers out there with a male, and they're trying to run their life. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But what he was trying to do is not run your life. He was putting God there. Him run your life. He was trying to show you who you were to him. And I know this is not the Jesus show, but I want y'all to know, and I want y'all to see that, because I've been preaching that to my daughter, and I'm gonna make sure that she listens to this, and her friends too. Because the fact of the matter is, with these relationships right now, I say mayor though. But anyways, the thing is, this is relationships. you know, not even just basketball relationships, the relationships outside of it. I'm trying not to cry, but the relationships outside of that, people, they don't understand that. Like, and the thing, and just, I'm loving y'all more just hearing this story because when God, when he brought God to you, because, you know, you as a broken person at that time, there's so many things he could have done instead of.
Absolutely.
As a man, there's so many places, so many different directions.
Like, this is let me get what I need from her.
Right,
and I would have done it.
There were so many different directions. He could have just brought you in, made you feel vulnerable, and took that, because believe me, I know, and I've watched that happen to somebody. That vulnerable state in your life, they take you and they use that, but. You know what? I'm sorry. I just want to bring that up. Hopefully y'all all hear that. I just want y'all all these. You're not even females. That's the males too. There's times that the people take advantage of your relationships and your situation. So I praise God for that for you. Yes, that's amazing. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
That just touched me just hearing that. Like when he just stopped.
You told me the story.
When he just stopped.
The fact that on the day that which he didn't say, was on the day that he came, was the day she was going to take her life. She had planned it all out.
Yeah, like I was close. Like I didn't even tell my nana. It would have been like planned it. Like I got my poetry books, you know, poems that I haven't shown nobody, you know, and I love my husband to death, but you know, poems like deep poems, like that's stuff that you just don't show and people think you're crazy. You know, and it's real. Like that's why I can vividly remember. Like at 4 a.m. he came. Like, why?
That's usually the time. That he wakes you up.
Come on now, that's really
that 4 a.m.
And it was just kind of like, I know, but at that time because you know I'll be honest with you girls. Sometimes they come in your DM or he thirsty.
That's what I said. That's what I was just saying.
Thirsty. He what he want. Let me curve him. You know, and y'all be curving guys, and y'all need to chill. You know, and guys be, you know, I'm not gonna say like every guy that come in your DM.
You just got another difference.
You know, is that you do, and honestly, I'm not gonna say I knew the difference, but. He was the only one in my DM, you know, at that time. And it's just like, all right, dude, you know, and then I was like, hey, we're not going to keep doing this Facebook thing. Here's my number.
So what made you do that? Like, what
sent you there? What sent you there?
Come across, or were you watching?
You know what? I don't even remember. I know that then I was working at UPS. I was working a night shift at UPS. Okay. So I was just getting off of work, you know, coming home on the computer. And
see that blue?
I saw she was up. I'm like, I know why I'm up. At 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing up? You know, so I'm like, what are you doing up?
And I wasn't even on Facebook. I had it just open.
Just kind of, you know, went from there. But I mean, it was just kind of a have a chance type thing where I was up, she was up. No chance. You know, I had, like she said, we had, you know, met before, but we didn't really like know each other, but we had met before.
It's like a high and by type. I think I gave you a cup of water or something. But you know, fast forward, a lot of people when they hear the latter half of the story when, you know, we got married and engaged young, you know, because he came into my life, and then November, you know, he took me to a play. And it was
So what month was it? What month was it? So let's get the timeline. What month did you come in?
So
what was the 4 a.m. on? What around?
All right, so that was what? But that had to be the summer. That was in the summer, right? That had to be in the summer. I'm saying this is my timeline. So summer, it went down, and that's when everything was going on. He came in because he came in 4 a.m. All that happened. I'm like, oh, okay, we're talking because we weren't like going out dating or anything. We were just talking, you know. But the talking didn't start to get serious until October. And then, so October came around, and Sweetest Day, you know, a little holiday we got. And it was like, hey, I wonder what he's doing. And he was busy. So I was like, all right. And then somehow he wasn't busy. And he was like, let's go out. So we went out to Magic Mountain. He was a gentleman. That was one thing. Like, I had standards. I was crazy, but I had standards a little bit. And I was like, you know, like, I want a guy to open my door, you know, you know, but it was something like, how do you tell somebody that, like, open my door?
Open my door, right.
And the thing was, I didn't have to tell him nothing. You know, I came out, he opened my door. We went to Magic Mountain, and I'm shuffling through my little wallet, paid for the tokens, you know. And I was like, okay, thank you. You know, I was appreciative. And he came back, and on that day, like, we just started talking about, like serious stuff. Like, all right, so what do you envision, like, for your future? Like, what are your life and goals and all this other stuff? And then November, we went. He asked me to this play. What was it called? The Master's Welcome. Good job, man.
You know I wasn't gonna remember.
I know you wouldn't. It was called Master Welcome at World Harvest, and he took me there, and it blew my mind because again, this is the time like I'm still on the fence like about Christ. Like I know him, but again, he did this to me. So you know, it's like and all the things that he's been showing me and doing to me, and helping me out.
And he taking you to church then too?
I don't think I went to it. I maybe went because his dad is the pastor. So me going to his church was me meeting his parents.
Oh yeah.
So we had to kind of be careful. Like, is this for real? So then November 2nd, that was the day we went to the Master's Welcome, and then afterwards we went to Waffle House, and he had made a comment, and he was like, if I wanted to if we wanted a date, would I have to ask you out? Yeah, I gotta have a date. You know what I mean? Right. I'm a girl. I gotta have a date to put this way. He's like, oh, okay. Nothing happened. Like, we're still eating our grits and stuff. So we go out to the car, and he's just like, hey. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you want to be my girlfriend? Now, it may not have been as corny as that.
I'm going to say, oh, my
God. It may not have. But it was along those lines. And I was straight like, yes. So, we hugged it out, and we kissed. But I was really excited about this new start. I from November 2nd, 2008, that was my new start. And then I went to his church, met his dad, met his mom. Then they start reintroducing me to Christ and the Holy Ghost and how it works. And I'm like, oh, I want this. So I ended up getting baptized and filled with the Holy Ghost in January. And then that's when that was his thing when he knew it was real. I knew it was real from November 2nd, 2008.
Right.
But he knew it was real when I came in, got the Holy Ghost, wanted to be a part of his church, all that. And we started talking about marriage and stuff like that. But at this point, it was only been 6 months, November to January. That wasn't even 6 months.
That's only 6 months. That's
like 3 months.
Yeah.
So we started talking about it.
Y'all haven't been talking a year. Yeah.
We started talking about marriage in January because he already knew. He's like, oh, this is what I want. You know what I mean? This is it. So I don't know if this is what you want. I'm like, yeah, this is what I want. He's like, well, I'm not about games. Like, I don't want to date for 20 years, and then start a life. He's like, that's just not me. And I understood that. I was like, I get it. So what you saying? And he's like, I don't know. I just think we should just start looking at long term. And I said, all right. Well, then in May, long term happened, and he proposed. So from November to May, that's 6 months, and he proposed. And then from May to that November 2nd would have been a year. We got married November 7th. So we had only been dating technically a year before we got married. And it was probably one of the best decisions I've made ever, to just do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So that's pretty that in a nutshell.
Wow.
Now tell us about what happened with your school.
Oh yeah. So one thing I'll be gassing Dayron up, but he deserves it, to be honest. But when I was struggling, so I still didn't know what was going to go on with school. I couldn't really go back to Columbus State. So he reached out to Ohio Christian University. He reached out to the coach, and I think, did you do it as me? Did you reach out to Mandy as me? I think you did. I think he reached out to Mandy as me. So he was Danielle.
Well, that's amazing right there for him to think of you. That's amazing right there.
He did that, and he came to me like, hey, you got to try out with Ohio Christian, this date. And I'm like, are you serious? Because this knee right here, I don't know if you can do it. Like, this is what's happening. So I went, knee brace and all, and I did well. It was actually almost to a fault because I didn't play like that to the next year, but I played my butt off for Coach Ray in that tryout, and she was like, yeah, I want you. And I was like, okay, great. And so I started going there, and he went to OSU Newark at the time. Again, didn't have no car, didn't have anything. So he stopped going to OSU.
Was this
Newark.
after you guys were married or during the time you were dating?
Engaged. Yeah. So this is I would say July. So in that period, we were engaged from May to November. So all this, where he sent a letter in for OCU and my tryout date. So once it was official that I was going to go, I didn't know how I was going to get there because I lived in Columbus. Circleville is 30, 45 minutes away. So he stopped going to OSU Newark, and he would drive me to OCU for class and all that, and he registered with OCU the next semester. He couldn't do it that semester because it was too late, but he registered the following semester. So for a semester he was out of school, so just so he could drive me to and fro, and he would work. And I listen, I think back like, dang, yeah, he did that. But the thing about that's crazy is he did that because he loved me, but God loves me so much more than that. And I could not fathom that. Like,
but God sent him to you. So that's how you know he loves you more, because he sent you to
exactly.
you. He sent him to you and put that love in his heart to give it to you.
Yeah.
So it's exactly when you needed it.
Yeah. Oh, I needed help. I needed it. And now that we're older, that's where my heart is, you know, to these girls on that mental level. You know, where it's like, I understand you're a good ball player, but understand that this can be taken away from you at any given moment. Who are you then? Right. You know, who are you without the name in the paper? And even like, you got the elite girls and you got the girls who are really good, but nobody knows about because they don't play for the exposure AAU teams, or they don't have the money to play for the exposure AAU teams. Right. And it's like, man, like that, I want to be there for them. Like, that's what I want to do. And he supports me wholeheartedly in everything I do. And we have this, as far as coaching, you know, this dynamic where it's like sometimes I could be hard, and then he puts the arm around the shoulder, like the loving, you know. And then sometimes he be in them. I'm like, hey, come here, you know. Right. And balance, and that's what we really do for each other. And we can read off each other like, oh, you gonna be the mean one today? Okay. All right. I got you. He loves you. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, we definitely feed off that. And that's why I personally I can't imagine being without him, like in this setting, like coaching or anything, because he's done so much for me, and he's such a brilliant mind, like just for coaching. Like, I probably get too much credit sometimes, to be honest. Like, we were drawing up plays, like he'll come off the dome with something like, hey, run this, and they'll run it. It'll be perfect. I'm up clapping like, yes. that was beautiful. Definitely. So we definitely work well together. But yeah, that's my testimony in a short, in a nutshell.
It's just amazing. I think that we should take, it's been an hour. I'm gonna just take a small break, guys.
Yeah.
Give us about 5 minutes, and we'll be back to discuss a little bit more. Because this story was amazing, Danielle. It's amazing. But just give us about 5 minutes. We'll be back. We'll be right back.
5 minutes.
That is amazing. That's fun.
Flex. Yeah. Way back when I was broke, they ain't want me, but now I'm back. That's some fakes, and I started to count, I'm getting my stacks. If you ain't on that money mission, only rest that I got is back. I got a couple killers if you feeling like you need to act. Please don't try to come and flex again. Don't flex, see, I got more essays than the Mexican. Don't scream my name like my only friend. And then you know me like my only friend. Packing pussies when it's in the holster. Fast money like I'm moving soda. Fast money hitting in a sofa, and my wrist is flicking like I'm cooking soda. Yoko said she want me. Had to distance, she was with the homie, so we had to flip her. She was going down, yelling timber and that Nina on me, so don't try to tempt her. Really just started going by the cold. Man, it's sleeping on me, man, it's getting old. You can call the game, but they never fold. You can play the game, but my player pose. Derek on me, like that speaker knockers. Got that taller on me, and it's doing young, cause I ain't never worried. Say I'm about to button up your shirt, but my thing stop you like, whoa. Man, these rappers getting bold, telling stories like they fold. I never fold. Pull up 100, I'm flexing. Yo, go steady trying to text me, and she just met me. I show her the real, she let me. So don't please, don't try to test me, and I'm going lefty. She pull up with Desi, I'm flexing. She said she wanted some shifty, like. It's crazy how the story goes, baby. And I know you've been stressing a lot lately. It's crazy how her soul is screaming, save me. And I know when she wants, she's screaming, lay me down, 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 down. Baby screaming, lay down. Ain't no time to play now. Change my player ways. Crazy how she thinks I changed now. Yeah. Money mission, we need it, so give us things fast, but 100K up in the safe for my Uzi and Max, I be strapped up. If you talking tough, we hit you up. Never ask when you act up. Better believe yeah. Money missing, we ain't that. Money missing, we need it. I wanna ball, I want my name on all the fake wall. This ain't a game, I thought I left running when I hit the stage. You know I'm a star, yeah. Me and Keith on a mission to get in our stats up. Yeah, catch a flight tonight, I'm ready, got everything packed up. Yeah, got my shooters with me, don't get close to me and act up. But we got our cash up, we got my green in the Packers, yeah. Niggas be faking fly, I'm playing roles like they actors. Yeah, playing rules, rappers gon' be better than they last one. Yeah, let's be honest, I'm using both the way I pass. Don't be the one getting passed up. When I know the way you view me, what's your thoughts on me like Aubrey's last album? I want a Grammy or beat, standing on face in the face with my travel, my journey, learning from bridges burning. I'm the greatest and you see the outcome. So here I never would fathom. Slaughter to be like I'm 21 on this birthday, well I was getting faster. Yeah, more applause waiting for me. I think the people be patient with me. Waving my dreams of the way that they see me in the sheets. And people be patient with me. So, bedtime's never correct. I'm to get in the session. Write my blessings down when I'm asleep. Counting down this way, I'll catch you sheep. Yeah.
Flex.
Way back when I was broke, they ain't want me, but now I'm back. That's a fake son, I started to count you, I'm getting my stacks. You ain't on that money mission, only one for that guy is back. I got a couple killers if you're feeling like you need to act. Please don't try to come and flex again. See a couple essays that the Mexican. You don't scream my name like my only friend. And you don't want me like my only friend. Flex.
Yeah. Hey, 24/7 me on my feet. Moms and pops have been banking that moolah with all they children, got a family to feed. Oh, yeah. I be about my business, chasing after labels, they don't gotta chase me. They shouldn't have to, I battle daily with my mind, cause it's filled with a dream. I gotta start living that. Any ammo that is shot through lines, I will load my 9 and then I give it back. Beam me on them like it's laser tag. Well, you've been asking questions, I've been counting blessings. Women know by now that I would never stress them. Madden bands like mathematics lessons. Notebook on the way, I gotta book some sessions. I've been on this grind, ain't noticing. Hope I can team up with Yogi, split golden waste space. Try that smell love and Kev really on this shit. Sick lane, I love you. That beef shit is over with 24/7. I write the chains, lies, I hope audience catch it. Catching that change like I aimed at close range. Be that pain to the grain with that trigger impressive. No one knows what I'm producing for sure. Know that my crew really do this for sure. No one can say they stuck true to the boy. I've been hotter than Lucifer's flow and destroying boy. Please don't try and give me compliments. I don't need love when I'm confident in my own game. Niggas screaming out dimes and shit label me great over all my accomplishments. Knowing my topic trend. Open my topic trend.
Yeah, young niggas stepping up into the game. Chains on my back, got me feeling like Luke Cage. Feeling with rage, being this pain. Trying to spread my wings like a bird in a cage. People keep saying Moon Savage have changed. The only thing changed about me is my lanes. Don't fuck with these niggas, cause niggas is lame. I stay to myself and I just do my thing. People keep saying I'm so stuck in my ways. I'm getting to the ground so different island feel the same. I'm a lyrical weapon, I'm a 30 when the bang. I'm a lyrical weapon, I'm a 30 when the bang. Down got the pumpy, this up in the press it. Moon got the 40, this up in the wet it. Leave you beheaded, nigga, I get it. Nigga, I gotta turn up.
24/7 I'm working. Young niggas scratching the surface. My niggas is trapping the serving. I used to be sitting in service. Lil' nose a nigga ain't perfect. Everything I got, bitch, I earned it. This world is mine, I deserve it. 24/7, 24/7 I'm working. Young niggas scratching the surface. My niggas is trapping the serving. I used to be sitting in service. Lil' nose a nigga ain't perfect. Everything I got, bitch, I earned it. This world is mine, I deserve it. 24/7, 24/7.
I left my brother at home. No more texting, no more calling my phone. I'm in my zone. Parents don't fuck with me. Luckily, I got a voice that is gold. It is me versus my verses. Pick my verse up when you're versing. I've been hurting, you've been lurking. 24/7, I'm working. Yeah. Donovan Michael, man, comeback season.
Ghost.
Watching television with the best kid. Global linking like the gold chain on my necklace. I will body anybody talking reckless. This for anybody trying to step in, you get cut like Smith and Wesson. Oh, I'ma tell y'all who the best is. Tell Columbia they made a good investment. Tell Columbus that I'm chasing after fame now. I need 100K a show in my possession. Question, represent my brother like a best man. Global to the death of me, I vow it with my left hand. Right hand on the Bible, I done preach to make a difference. I will eat to bring the feet on opponents who never listen. Don't never give out no features unless you fit the description of talent. And if you don't, then you'll never fill that position of winning. I'm saying nice, but I never repeat it twice. I've been cooking to feed the heights, so your verses may need assistance, yo. All you suckers, I been really mastering these verses like a hobby, nigga. Cops took out a bull, police just wanna drop somebody's trigger. Busting, no discussion when the holler start to fly. You either dead or you alive, what's in between is a surprise. No, my bangers are hotter than a summer 16. I wonder what's poppin' with you. There's no second option, cause Diamond's spitting the hottest scriptures. Born in 98, baby, 18 years old, I'm modest. I killed the game since my birth as soon as I popped out my mama. Yeah, they broke my collarbone, but it was all to make me stronger. Now I'm stronger in my mindset than all of these other artists. I'm so pure like the water that is all the sin. My tour bus like the Odyssey. Don't think that I departed yet. 2 grams in the wood unless my brothers they don't spark it yet. The green just clear my thoughts, so it's easier to become the best. And when I am, then you'll finally understand. I'm number one, call me Cam. While I'm dabbing to the fans for real.
Yeah. Donovan Michael, man, come back soon.
Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. And you don't run nothing. You just bumping guns. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't fresh at last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah, nah. And they ain't running, nah, 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 nah. And you don't run nothing. You just bumping guns. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't fresh at last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah, nah. And they ain't running, nah, 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 nah. Shawty just won't leave my crib, so I call her a runaway. Plug, give me your pack. Tell me why would I run away? Quarterback sneak, get it gone in the blink, and I call for another play. He called me the running back, hand it off, and it's on the lay. Running like Tubby, I give them a run for their money. I run it like Usain Bolt, yeah, baby, they're running. Running like I'm the CEO. Wait, I am the CEO. I call it a hit and run, cause I hit it and baby, I got to go. I might run away with it. If you take it there, like away we go. Head first I'm running through it. Head first and I'm running through it. Since the sign knows I've been running, you just run your track, you ain't running nothing. My young boys like the running gun, my whole team ballin', they know what I want. You just bumping guns, yeah I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't fresh at last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah, nah. And they ain't running, nah, 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 nah. And you don't run nothing, you just bumping guns. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, nothing, you ain't first or last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, no. And they ain't running, no. Shot it mad like I gave her the runaround, but really, I had to run around. Can't be no runner up. So I get it in and I run it up. Look, sorry I'm late. I was running behind all this cake. Can't take a breath, that's some feet in my face. Don't talk me in circles, you wizard, you ain't. What can I say? I gotta be frank, cause that's all I want in the bank. And to get it, I only see one way. Run it like I'm in a foot race. Run it like police done gave chase. The airplane ain't gon' tell them runway. I step out the house and treat the tractor like my runway. Like I gave it away. Run through a chick, I get paid every day. Run through a cookie, she running away. He running in circles, that's running in place. Tell him you don't run nothing, you just bumping gums. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't first or last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, no. And they ain't running, no. And you don't run nothing, you just bumping gums. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't first or last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, no. And they ain't running, no. Run through a chick, I get paid every day. Run through a cookie, she running away. All I see is fraudulence. 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 Promise money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. I'm kidding. Let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is saying I'm the realest. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fraudulence. Promise money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. I'm kidding. Let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. Been saying I'm the realest. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see you might be fly, but I be float. Your price stay high, cause I'm just that dope. Ain't tryna be fake, so let's be real. 24K just to see me though. Most of these boys just see me folk. I'm out daily like CP3. You can never see me like a UFO. It's in my jeans, or you ain't know. Listen, money don't make you real if you want real when you were broke. Boy, that money gon' get you killed if you a clown, and that's no joke. I don't gang bang, but I bang when it comes to me and my folks. And the same thing for my dope. Yeah, I'm riding around with my toast. On the break bread with who I know. Say amen for that beat get 8. Gotta say grace before I use my vote. So leapfrog in your coat. No new friends, no fake friends, no nonsense is my quote. No children, no playpen, no fraudulence, and that's dope. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. I'm kidding. Let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. All I see ain't saying I'm the realest. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. I'm kidding. Let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. All I see ain't saying I'm the realest. Just saying I'm a realist.
Welcome back, 94 Beyond. We still here with the Flamings.
Yes, we're back.
Yes. You can hear some of the conversations we had off the air, though. It's just, I'm flabbergasted. This is your story. It's just amazing. You know, it's an amazing story. And I'm hoping that
story of overcoming and just, you know, making it through a storm. And that's what I put something on Twitter. Because I'm a very observant person, so I kind of watch, even if I'm not saying a whole lot. I watch, I pay attention, and then, you know, sometimes I'll put something out there and people be like, oh, okay. But, you know, on my post I talked about being an expert. Like I broke it down into 3 post because some people don't like to read a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
Down.
Yeah, I read it all from the beginning. And you posted it again. I said, oh, okay.
Yes. So, an expert is just somebody who can help you get through whatever it is that you're going. And no matter how they went through it, if they can give you something or tell you something that's going to be helpful for you to get through what you're going through, that's an expert to me. Yeah. Somebody who's telling you about something that they know nothing about, that's not an expert to me. Even like you said, in evaluators and people who watch these girls, judge these girls, you ain't even never bounced a ball. Right. So just because you watch players don't mean you're an expert. Yeah. And so you can say what you will, but you still need to be careful, especially if you've never been through a certain situation. Yeah.
And some of these things can just take a toll on these girls' minds. And I don't want to paint, the little girls out as fragile because they can take a lot. Right. I've seen these girls take so much. But the thing about that is, people, you got to understand is they're going to take it, but they're not going to let it go. That's the maturity. That's what we got to get to, where we take it, we see what it's about. Can it help me or not? If it can help me, it can stay. If it can't, we got to let it go. Exactly. But when you're 15, 16, 17, you just take and you take. Oh, I can't shoot a left-hand layup. Boom, in my register. I can't shoot a 15-foot jump. Boom, in my register. So now when it's game time, I got all these things in my box that I can't do, that have been said that I can't do. That I'm coming out. Normally, I'm on a fast break, I can make this left-hand layup. No, I missed it. Boom, they're right. Right. They're right about me. It's done. I'm done. And that's what really goes through on their head. So that's why you have to constantly remind them. I'm not saying gas them up all the time, because they do need constructive criticism. Yes. But you are talented. You are talented. You're making simple mistakes. But that's not you. But you can do this. You do this all day long. This ain't nothing. That's really how we try to coach. Is real. I never tell my girl, you cannot do this. If I have a girl and she can't really shoot the threes the best, I say you can. You just gotta work. Now I don't want you shooting them out in the game because you ain't put the work in. Right. And that's not a shot to say, oh, I can't shoot three. No, Coach Fleming said you gotta get in the gym and get. If you want to shoot. I'll give you an opportunity, but you gonna have to prove it. And that's really, if you say, hey, this is the standard, this is what I want you to get to, and you just motivate them and you gas them up and you push them towards that, it doesn't matter what all the naysayers say, because they got like this support system within their family, their coaches, and friends. But the thing about it is who holds the most weight, though. That's really what it is. If your parents can gas you up all the way, but if your coach holds more weight in your life than your parent, it don't matter. Exactly. And vice versa. And so that's why you see the kids, they thinking they LeBron, because their parents like, you go, you shoot every time. And I'm like, no, shoot. They don't care what Coach Fleming said. My daddy said, he said, I'm gonna show this one yeah. So I'll do it. Well, that's what we run into all types of kids, and it's fun. AAU is fun because you see kids from all different backgrounds, And to be honest, I know that Coach D does a lot better than me on that AAU level. Just dealing with kids with multiple personalities. I'll be honest. Some of them I can't deal with. I'll be ready to go sit down. Get out my face. You 16, you popping your neck. I can't do it because I can't make them run suicides because you took 2 minutes before the game. So it's like I can't. So I will say that he does a lot better than me when it comes to AAU. So that was good. That's good. Yeah, that was good.
Well, it's a good balance.
It is that balance you need.
At least you know what works between y'all's relationship. Who needs to do what. So
for sure.
Yes. So taking in all of the things that, before I do that, because Rico was sending me a message, he wanted to tell you, shout out to the UPS. Yeah.
UPS got us through a lot with me.
Man, we hated them, but it was a love-hate relationship.
I couldn't wait. When I was going, I was so happy.
Like, bye.
But it got us through. Yeah, got you through.
But through all that, going back to your story, as far as going back to college, you went and played. Not only did she go and get her bachelor's.
Oh yeah. I just graduated in June with a master's degree.
Yeah.
I graduated from North Central University in Arizona. And I graduated with my master's of education with a specialization in athletic coaching.
Oh wow!
Listen, everybody keeps asking me now about like doctorates and all that, and I'm like, no, chill. I don't want to do all that, right? Last night, I didn't go to sleep. I told you I didn't go to sleep till like 6. And when I finally went to sleep, I had like I don't even want to call it a dream, but it was a dream, if you will, about me like in my doctorate, like having my doctor's robe on and stuff and getting it. Because my question was, what would I get in? I don't even know what I want my doctorate. And it was in sports psychology. It was
wow.
Like, yes, I woke up like, what?
Wow.
There you go.
So
we'll be looking for that.
I was like,
that's amazing.
That vision.
That is
right.
Now, with mental health, what do you say to these girls about dealing with it? Like, what do you think is an outlet? What do they need to look at? How do you think, how do they, because I've heard that sometimes we get that, that stigma where they're worried about seeming like they're crazy.
Right.
Let's give them some advice on what do they do? How do they handle it? What's your thing?
So my advice on that is, one, know that someone somewhere is going through the exact same thing you're going through, right off bat. And I would, if possible, find someone to talk to, someone older. Listen, y'all, don't go,
each other.
Stop going to your friends. They 16, 17 too. They going through the same thing. So a lot of times they try to seek advice within each other. You gotta go to someone older, someone that's been there. So that would be my first thing. If you're afraid or you're too prideful or you like you said, don't want to seem too crazy, find your outlet. Poetry, rapping, write it down, just a story, write it, but something like that. I think is very key to keep a journal, like a diary, if you will. I don't know, we don't want to call it diary, and I'm trying to write no diary, but keep a journal, and be completely honest in this journal. Put it where no one else can find it. You know what I mean? But put it down. Now you gotta be right though, because if you start scaring yourself, you gotta ask. You gotta seek something. And what I would say to others is be, on the lookout. Look at your friends. You see your people. If your friend, she's not smiling like she used to smile, or she's not, upbeat like she used to be. Say something to her. Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
Reach out to her.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I know we don't want to be snitches, quote unquote. Go if it's getting that bad, go to their parents. And it's not like, hey, I see such and such doing this. It's a, hey, Miss Horston, I just noticed, Jordan, she's not as upbeat as normal. I was wondering if you saw the same thing, or, put a bug in their ear, because sometimes we want to go to the extreme. We want to cut people off. We want to put stuff on Twitter. Oh, so she fake. She acting funny.
Right.
And stop all that. Stop it. That's not necessary. It's not necessary. If you're truly about your friend, or you're truly about somebody and you want what's best for them, you got to be that person to step up. There's not a lot of us to step up. And I feel like, Coach D, he was the person that stepped up in my life. I'm the person to step up in some other people's life.
Right.
Be that person to step up. A lot of people don't want to lose I don't know what they want to lose, their credibility, their street cred. They don't want to seem soft. Nah, you're not soft at all. You're a friend. You're a true friend. You're a true person. Yeah, we're talking about life and death. We talked about the young lady at Northwestern who took her own life. Where your friends at? Nobody noticed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody noticed.
So and it didn't just happen.
It didn't
overnight.
It had to be something. And
it's a gradual. It has to be some kind of gradual growth to that. Like somebody had to see something, pay attention, and you probably overlooked that. If that one person that just stopped by, probably called her one day earlier or said something to her, could have saved her life. So,
and just like also when we were off the air, we was talking about the Sky LaRue. Player that played at University of Virginia. It's crazy because if you didn't see it, it's actually on YouTube. You can go on there and watch it.
Please watch it.
But when I was watching her, like I said, I'm a very observant person, so I watch before and sometimes I know my husband probably be like, just, you know, stop asking people questions about their kids or what have you. But I see things and I'm not looking for it, but it comes upon me. But I went to school for psychology.
Oh yeah, I love psychology.
And I went to school for psychology because I wanted to be able to help my child.
Yeah.
And growing up, and that was, you know, a lot of the reason.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing that, now I just see a whole lot of things that, you know, one parent, you know, I was watching a little girl, and you know, they was yelling at her, and I'm just like, the yelling is not working, so evidently there's something else going on with her. And you know, I finally said something to her mother, which I never usually do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, she seemed like she has ADHD.
Mm.
And her mom was like, yeah, she do. But I ain't giving her no medicine.
Mm-hmm. That's how most people are.
And sometimes what I want to say is, you know, we cannot control the chemical part of our minds. You can't beat it out of them. You can't
preach it out of it.
You can't do anything about it. When it's chemical, you cannot control it.
It's
you
true.
have to reach out and try to do something more, whether it's counseling, whether it's medication, whether it's what have you.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just say, they crazy,
right?
They better get over it.
They'll grow out of it.
And then
that's what a lot of people don't realize that. I work in the elementary school at Lincoln Heights, you know, and I work with kids with a lot of different behavior issues and different things, and a lot of them are medicated. Yeah. Sometimes the parents don't want to medicate.
Yeah, and it's a hard situation.
It's difficult because you understand where the parents are coming from, because the medication does change them sometimes.
Yes.
You know, change their personality and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, most of the time the good outweighs the bad.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, maybe this is just for this time period, you know, for this season, you have to do this. And as they grow and as life changes, you know, they'll grow out of that. Some stuff. but like you were saying, the chemical imbalances sometimes, you know, some stuff you can't control.
You just can't control it.
Stuff you can't control. So going out seeking help, you know, getting therapy. The therapy part,
we don't want
the therapy part is something that's really important that a lot of Black people.
I was just gonna say that.
Black people don't want to.
We're so against it.
They are. And it's horrible. You know, even some family members, used to, because I believe in counseling. And, you know, even if it's to teach you different ways to deal with things, or how to go about things. Like, you know, there were some things that I had to change. You know, I would yell, and it wasn't working. And, you know, people always go, just whoop them, you know, whatever.
Whoop your kid.
And, you know, I was just like, you know, that ain't working. I'm the only one that's stressed out about it.
Right.
So, you know, just to learn coping mechanisms and just different things.
Just sometimes to have a conversation, because that was a thing that I learned. In a personal situation that we had in my household. Yeah, sometimes you need a counselor just to talk, you know, just someone that can listen, that you know we're not going to tell nobody else. Everybody can do their job. If they want to get their job, they're not going to tell nobody. So,
or just don't have an opinion about your situation. That is able to be truthful with you.
Yeah.
But what I was saying about LaRue, when I was watching her, like everybody was cheering for her and everybody was all excited, and she had this blank look on her face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she, as a matter of fact, she looked like she had 2 black eyes. And I was looking at her and I was like, I'm looking at her and I can tell that something ain't right.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I think that people, like you said, they use you for what they need you for.
Exactly.
And you have to be able to realize who's in it for you for real, and who's not, because they were getting out of her what they wanted. And when she walked away, you know, instead of them saying, well, you know, what can we do to help? They were just like, I can't believe she did that.
Right.
I'm confused. I can't believe it.
So
but if
how
I'm looking at it from someone not even knowing her, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, something wrong with her.
Something wrong. Yeah.
You know, we just have to be more careful and more aware of our surroundings. And, you know, I think that we'll have less fatalities.
Yeah.
And, you know, just less of people going beyond the point of which they want to go. And, you know, I thank God that he came in, God sent him to save your life. Right. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time, and I don't get deep out of it, but, you know, God saved me, Deron saved me, like, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cute.
God
you know,
to
say like, but I know we know the truth. We know what it was. You know, I knew where I was headed, and it's like when I look back at it, it's like, man, all this now, you know, I'm gonna say I got the world now, but it's just like gone. And for what? Because I thought I was worthless because of basketball. Come on, and that just goes to show you. And that, like I said, that was my mindset in 2007, 2008. So it's 2017, you know, and everything's at these girls and boys, you know, say boys at these fingertips. And I don't know which one, well, you know, if you brought it up about the offers, or, you know, but it seems like they're just giving them out now. And they're like, but that is, let me tell you, that is their worth. Like that lets everybody else know, like, hey, this is about me. So to the kids that don't have those offers, or to the kids that don't have as many offers, you know, we say all the time, it's quality over quantity.
Exactly.
You know,
what's right for you.
Because you can only go to one school and take one scholarship.
You can only go one.
And some people are saying, just one coach, give me a chance. Just one. That's all you need.
We had one person, I'm not going to, you know, say names or anything, but I had a person, you know, a player, and she just like broken hearted because only one school offered her. You know, it's like, I'm just waiting. Then now this coach done been at all your games, you know, every game.
And they believe
the games where we was blowing people out. I didn't even want to sit there. You know, they was there watching from start to finish. They was there. And it's like, you got somebody in your corner, they right there.
And they don't understand it.
We just wait, and I just want to wait.
Just
wait
like
for
the boat.
Yeah.
The story about the boat that saved the man.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I'm waiting on Jesus.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. And what happens is we wait and we wait for something better comes, and then nothing comes, and it's like, oh wait, can I come back? No, you done missed it. It's too late. You know, so I wanted to all the parents who are, you know, kids listening, is quality over quantity. You know, if you got something good, roll with it, take it. If you know it's good, you go on campus and it feels right. The coaches,
don't compare it to somebody else,
or compared to what's good for somebody else. Because you gotta go to school those 4 years.
Right.
Those are that's where you're gonna go.
Let me tell you, I'll be honest. Had I gone to a bigger school, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. My mental state was not where it needed to be.
Right.
I was so fragile. You know what I mean? To be away from home or be away, I wouldn't have made it. And I can say that now. And it's like, I see some of these kids, you calling your mama after every game. And you like, I need to talk to my mom. I need to talk to my mom.
Right.
And you trying to go to Florida?
Right. Exactly.
I ain't saying you went nowhere.
Your mom moving with you.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying you. And that's something you got to be realistic for. You really want to be 600 miles away from your mom, or your dad, or your favorite coach. You know, you really want that. And it's like, go where it makes you happy, not where they expect you to go. Don't go where people,
That's what we talked about on the first show.
Yeah.
Why a lot of girls transfer.
Yeah, so many changes.
Because it just sounds good, or it looks better to say one thing.
Or they listen to everybody else and say, this is where you should go.
Yeah.
Instead of where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I believe in parents being involved in their kids' recruiting, but you still are not the ones going to school.
Yeah.
So the kid has to say, yes, this feels like home to me, away from home.
Or even like with the teammates. How's the team camaraderie? Or how's the dorm room? Like, how far you gotta walk from practice to your dorm room? And it's going to be cold.
Who's accepting these offers with you? Because those are the things that we have Jordan ask.
Yeah.
Like, who else are you recruiting?
Right. Yeah. That's important.
You know, a lot of times, like, you know, I'll use our AAU team this last year. Yeah, like we talked about, you know, there was a up and down. There's a difference in some of our players.
Yeah.
but they played the best together.
Oh man, this year's Black Team.
Yes,
man, I've never been around such a good group of girls. That was all in with basketball. But honestly, they got shout out to JB. They got ripped. JB didn't care about their feelings. He ripped them. He let them have it. You know what I mean? That's how he coached. Yes. Like, get him, JB. I'm in the back, like, yeah. let them have it, JB. And they sitting there just taking it. There ain't no neck popping, no eye rolling, no sucking their teeth. They're just taking it. And then once he leaves, they're not even coach. They don't even wait till we get out of the room. Once JB leaves, they go around. Whoever got yelled at, say V got it today.
Right.
They go, hey, V, you good. Hey, good stuff. You take what he said.
That's good. That's
and
really
use
good
it.
team.
Yeah. Use it and let it motivate you. Just all this stuff. I ain't have to say nothing.
Girls,
I'm coming in thinking I got love on them.
They love each other.
Yeah,
oh my God. I have never seen
that's amazing.
The
That's good.
whole team.
I low key on a selfish note want them all to go to the same school.
Right.
I want them all to play together.
Right.
So I can just come and watch all of them. No.
I mean, they always uplifted each other.
That's
there was
perfect.
no
That's good.
selfishness.
That's
There was
good.
no egos.
Yeah.
There was no. You would never.
You can't hardly ever find out on a girls team ever.
Ever. You would not recognize
You can't
one over
find
the
out a girls
other
team.
or not recognize. Like, we a team.
They
We won as a team. We lost as a team.
See, that's good. I love that.
And
And
not
it was
saying they didn't have they moments where they bicker, no, but it was like a different. It was even a different bicker.
Yeah.
It was like I heard V tell Malia, Malia threw a pass and wasn't good, and she was like, "Hey, stop all them soft A passes,"
Right.
And here I am thinking Malia about to go back at her, Malia. My bad.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
That's
That's good then. Yeah, that's good.
V was the force.
V
She definitely
was Mama
had
V.
the personality. She was the strong personality on the team.
That's when you have a good relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
when they can,
That they can
when they can listen to you and take what you're saying.
When somebody's able to go at you like that, and you take it as them really, looking
Yes.
out for you.
yeah.
Or you.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Because
Because it
your
wasn't
soft passes
to
affected
insult
me.
you. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But not even that. She probably like, you need to.
Get
This
it
is your
together.
time.
Well,
You
mentally,
do
that
what you
helps the
do.
girls. That helps the girls, and and having a support system
Yeah.
anyway.
Sense of
Especially
accountability.
exactly.
Especially with JB.
Right.
You gotta have,
Yeah,
you gotta have a support system
I-
amongst the team.
I love. Listen, I didn't know how it was gonna be. On all how, you always hear things, and I was a little nervous, because I know how I want to be, perceived, and I know how I want to be talked about, blah blah blah. But man, JB, just the stuff that he would tell me and just invest in us. You know what I mean? He always said good stuff about us, like to our players, or always gassing us up.
He does support his coaches. He always supports his coaches.
Yeah,
He
like
definitely supports his coaches.
Yeah, he definitely does that. He tell you everything what's on his mind. You gonna know. You gonna know. So if you
And
upset
it's
with
gonna
him,
come out just as he thought it.
yes, like I filter stuff. I think something and I got filter. It gotta come
Because
out.
you're a filter, he doesn't have one.
No.
He doesn't have
And,
one.
but you gotta take it like for me. This is me as a coach. Now I've never been a parent, but as a coach, I took him like, all right, he genuinely saying
Right.
X, Y, Z.
Right.
To help them get where they want to go.
And that's what, and I tell you,
it was
'cause
hard.
there was been days that I would fight him on the street, and then and I look at my child and I just be like, "You still want to do this?"
Yeah.
And she is like, the stuff that he says to her, even through the cuss words, she hears what he's telling her to do.
Yeah, they feel that the girls do a good
And
job.
she was
of
like, I don't
filtering
even,
out.
I don't hear all
They don't
that.
hear. They
I'm
don't.
fine, Mom. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I always still worry.
Yeah.
Because I do want her to understand. You don't have to get cussed out every day.
Right.
However,
Well, and what helped me was, I got to. Jordan is texting. But what helped me is, Sylvia Crawley. I know that's your cousin, assistant coach at North Carolina. She has just been a huge, kind of like a mentor to me. And hey, what should I do? Because really, to be honest, as a coach, you see, the cussers of the world. It's like, okay, wait a minute, I gotta start cussing these girls out because the girls, I'm not gonna lie. When I get on, I'm like, get your butt. Get off the freaking court,
Right.
and they hear freaking, like I say freaking. And they like, all right, coach, I got they get up the court, but to them it's like freaking. So I'm like, all right, should I say it? Should I go at them like that? I had constant battle. And I talked to Sylvia one time and Coach Crowley, I'm like, hey, so like, what do you think? Like, should I go there? She's like, no, they gonna see right through that. That's not you. You gotta be who you are. You gotta be the type of coach that you are. Don't go out here if cussing them out ain't you, then don't do it. Be you. Be firm, be stern with who you are, and let them know I don't got to cuss you out to get my point across. And ever since then, that's just what it's been. And when JB goes at them, I'll go at them right back. At the girls, but in my way. If he on them hard, then I'm coming. She told me to like go in and love on them. If he coming at them hard, go love on them. If he loving on them and they need to be toughen up, then you do that. You do what's needed of you, and that's really has helped me on that level. You said what?
He wasn't loving on him. It's funny off the court.
Off the court, he's hilarious.
That's what I gotta say about him. Like, he
definitely is, and that's why, they hear what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. Because what he says off the court, he's a funny guy. He'll do whatever is needed for him.
And the thing is, this is the good part. This is why I like AAU, okay? Because your high school coach may be different from your AAU coach, or you may have been playing AAU all your life and had 10 different coaches. You know what I mean? And so you've experienced a lot of different things, because when you get to the college level, don't tell them what type of coach you have.
Right.
Even through the recruiting process.
That is so true.
Even through the recruiting process.
Because what they giving you what they say, what they want to see. They're so
sticker on the nice
car. Yeah, that's what
then you get in practice.
Because I said to my daughter, I like this coach. She's so nice. I said, she's talking to you about her school. Like, you don't know what she does when you're not on the phone with her. Like, you just go watch her practice.
Like, sneak up on the practice. I just be invited to.
Yeah, you just sneak up on the practice.
I was talking to a guy. I was talking to he's about to be a senior. He's got a few different Division I offers, and he was telling us the list of schools that he was considering. And one of the schools he listed, I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, that's a good school. He's like, yeah, but man, you ain't seen that coach in practice. He's completely different than everybody else. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I ain't thinking about that. You know what I mean? But that's real. So, like we were talking about, people counting their scholarship offers, schools just handing them out. Yeah, you might have 20 offers, but how many of those coaches do you really want to go play for?
Right.
You know what I mean? But,
in respect to the coaches, because I got friends that are college coaches, and that's ultimately where I want to be. I know it can't be easy sitting. Well, I'll not say easy, but because that's their job. But just sitting through multiple games, and it's like you said earlier, it's just getting to the point where everybody else is offering earlier. So you gotta offer earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta keep up with you gotta keep up with it. And you have so many genuine coaches out here that are genuine for the kids. Like I talk with my friend Tyler Cordell. She's a coach at Columbia. She's from here. She knows the area, and she's just so genuine with it. And then you got other coaches who maybe aren't so genuine that it ruins it for the whole thing. You got girls questioning everything. And it's like, man, how do you separate? That's what I want to learn how to do before I get there. I want to learn how to be different. You know what I mean? Market myself different. Like, I know these schools are like this, but listen, this is why you want to come here. Wherever, because this is what it is. Lay it all out. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. You either with it or you're not. Yeah. So, and there are coaches that do it. But yeah, you just gotta find them.
And then you gotta be watchful, because
it'd be a front.
Some of them be liking them too much.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Man. Right. You gotta be.
I'm not dealing with you today. No, that's
all I'm gonna say.
That is the truth.
And that's right there. It's something to think about.
I can't even.
Because that's a whole nother show. We only got so much long. But that's the thing.
And we're gonna have it. We're gonna have it.
I'm gonna come back on that.
We're really gonna be done. But like 7:45 and 7:48. But that's a whole nother show. But before we go, I just genuinely, I'm glad that you guys are a part of the game. You know, and genuinely glad that you are part of the organizations that you're in. The girls are getting a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little jealous when I saw y'all there. And the thing is I don't know you definitely well. I don't even neither one of you definitely well. But like your husband, every time I talk to him, he gives me a positive, you know. It's so positive and uplifting, you know, and your vibes, you know, you can't fake those. You can't fake those, and it's real. And when I see your pictures and stuff, it's a different, you know. Even to all Ohio, it's a blessing that they got you, because that brought a different touch to it, you know. Because I've been there, and I say Ohio's bad. I'm not saying nothing negative. That's that, you know. I'm not saying that. JB outside. Yeah, JB on the BBS, right? But I think y'all brought a different touch to it, and I just watched it, and I'm glad the girls get you. You know, the girls get it. I mean, even some of the ones that you don't necessarily coach, they still, you know, my daughter, you know, you haven't coached her or whatever, but she talked about you like they're so nice. She's like, I'm mad that they were on Ohio. Like, she said that too. and I watched y'all follow Jordan, and I'm like, Jordan Spears, when y'all were coaching her, and I'm like, the girls need that. You know, the girls need coaches that definitely care. So I want you to know we're grateful for you to be a part of the game, you know, and for you to be part of this basketball culture, because there's so, like when Lick said, we can have a reality show over all the things that go on. If the walls can talk from the things that we know that go on with coaches, with parents, with children. So I think it's wonderful for them to have role models, a positive relationship to look at, a positive woman to look at, and a positive male with the woman, you know, because a lot of men too, for one, your wife is the head coach and you're the assistant coach. You don't often see that, you know, in a relationship work, you know.
That means that says something greater than anything else to me, is that you're a man and strong enough to know this is what she does. And I'm here to support her, and I'm also here to be, you know, to put in. That's the personality difference.
I think that kind of goes back to, you know, the whole conversation about knowing who you are. You know, so when we go back to the girls, you know what I mean? And they don't know who they are outside of basketball. You know, obviously our marriage comes first, you know, for everything. You know, And in terms of coaching, you know what I mean? We know who we are. We know how we vibe off of each other. We know how we run our teams. You know what I mean? So whatever anybody sees from the outside, it's what they see. You know what I mean? We know how we're going to run things.
And that's what matters.
And that's that, you know?
Just having positive relationships, because the girls right now, they don't see that. They don't see enough of that. Positive relationships, not even just man and wife, but just as human beings and human beings. Because I've seen coaching relationships that aren't positive necessarily. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have one person that's just got to run everything, and everybody's kind of just following behind. And life doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Even so, our president, you know, you can't run this country without other people behind him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that relationship, you can't keep nobody. You said what?
Nothing.
Oh, I can't keep nobody even in the office. Every weekend somebody else is gone. But anyways, but like for mental health and just for them to figure out who they are, I think it's good though. We're glad, and I'm sure in Wellington, I'm sure they're gonna love you there, and what they do, I'm sure.
We love that. I can't speak highly enough about them. Like they have done and been nothing but good to us. I mean, since day one. The gear that y'all see, I wear everywhere because I have so much of it. Like, I mean, they were just here. What you need. And the 80 there, Lindsay Smith, I mean, just a phenomenal person. So I do. I'm going to enjoy being there, and I know he will too. And you gotta be somewhere where you have peace and
exactly.
You can be, because a lot of people, they'll choose, you know, name and their pride over anything. You know, I had a lot of people, you gonna go there? You gonna go to the Wellington, or you gonna do this? You gonna leave high? You gonna do, you know, it's like, you don't gotta wake up every day and live my life. You don't have to do all that.
Exactly.
In the background.
Right. And you can give more when you have peace. You know what I'm saying? When you're in turmoil, you can't give them everything that you have because you're dealing with everything else. So
you can't give out of an empty well.
Because then the coaching, like again, it's not. I hope all the coaches realize this. Coaching is not just coaching. Coaching is a mentorship. So,
absolutely.
And with you guys into it, I'm just glad. I'm glad for you. So since we're almost time to go, Malika, you have something else to say before we go?
I'm just grateful that you guys came and shared your stories, and you know the fact that you are giving back, because it's hard. And I know, you know, when I asked you to come, you know, I didn't know if you was gonna be ready. I was just gonna be like, "You ready?
You ready?"
She told it's time to do it.
Well, Rico said he needs some Wellington gear. Because they're giving it away.
I don't know if I
got that one. I got you, Rico.
You come hang out with the Jags.
Rico.
You got any kids that want to go to Wellington?
Hey, it's a re-road. No.
Right, yeah, a little bit more to that to get in there.
Thank you,
but
guys.
yes, we thank you for coming, and we really enjoyed hearing
you guys to come back. You're gonna definitely come back.
Definitely, anytime.
All right,
thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.
94 feet and beyond.
We
out.
Awesome.